physical force with a person. Some of these situations may be considered abusive and others are not. The definition of physical abuse is the use of an unauthorized hold or an authorized hold in a situation where immediate health or safety is not threatened. It may include such obvious physical contact as hitting, kicking, shoving, pinching, or handling a person with more force than is necessary. See if you can figure out which of the following are abusive. In this scene, Gary is counting the money in his wallet and his counselor is in a hurry to leave because other people are waiting. Let's see how the counselor handles the situation.
Look, we're late. Let's go. Come on, let's go right now. Let's go.
Do you mind coming, money?
I'm coming right back. We cannot wait. You need to come right now. Let's go. Come on. We need to go right now. I want you. Let's go. Everybody is waiting. Let's go. Come on.
Is this an abusive situation? Why or why not? This is physical abuse because the staff person was physically forcing the person to comply using an unauthorized hold in a situation that was not threatening anyone's health or safety. Why do you think the staff person pulled Gary by the arm? Given that Gary was not responding to the need to leave right away, what could the staff person have done differently? Here's another situation where the staff person uses physical force. See if you think the staff person is being abusive.
What are you watching? A TV show? Oh, okay. Can you watch something else? I hate this.
Oh, you hold it right there.
I would hate this show.
Don't change that channel. I'm a boss.
I will change the channel.
I'm a boss at this house.
Listen, you.
Hold it. Hey, guys, come on.
I
He's
don't
watching
care.
TV.
I don't care.
No, come on over here. Come on.
Let's take a closer look. Is the staff person's intervention abusive? This is not abuse, as the staff person used an authorized hold to prevent a fight that appeared imminent. How do you think the person felt when being physically removed? How and when should the staff person deal with those feelings? Here's one last scene which involves the use of physical force. See if it qualifies as physical abuse.
Okay, we're just about finished. One more thing, Alan. I gotta look at
No.
your throat. Come on, open up.
Your throat.
Alan,
Whoa,
come
Alan.
on. It's only gonna take
on,
a minute.
Alan.
Hold
You
it.
can do this.
Alan,
Easy.
I don't have time for this.
No.
I have
No,
other
just open
patients.
5 minutes.
Come on, all right then, go home.
No.
Go out. You gotta get him out of here.
No.
I need the
Well,
room.
I know, but we have to talk to him. We can't, I
Well,
can't
let's
force
get him
to
off
get
the
up.
floor.
No.
Why don't you get up?
No.
We're almost done.
Alan, I got it. I
Come on,
have
give
other
me a hand.
patients coming
No.
in this room. Come on.
Come on,
No.
Al.
Alan, come
You
on.
can do it.
You gotta get him up off the
Look,
floor
I'm
and
gonna
get him out.
push him, okay? And
I
you
don't
try-
think we should.
Yeah, I know, but what
Can
are
you
we
just
gonna
give
do?
us like 5 minutes?
I really don't have that much time. I've got other patients
No.
coming in. He really has to
All
get
right.
out.
Alan,
Okay.
come on, all right.
No.
Come on, Alan.
Is this an abusive situation? This is considered to be an abusive situation because the staff people were trying to lift Alan off of the floor, which is an unauthorized physical intervention, and an immediate physical response was not warranted because there was no threat to anyone's health or safety. What else could the staff people have done in this situation? Some other options that the staff people had were ask to speak with the doctor privately because the situation is escalating. Tell the doctor they are not allowed to lift the person. Ask the doctor for more time to speak with the person, or let the person know that the exam is finished. Remember, in situations like this one, although the intent may be to help the person, the impact can be negative. Another form of abuse is neglect. This means not providing the proper treatment, care, or follow-up as required by the situation, or failing to provide an appropriate and/or safe environment. In the following situation, a person comes back from a solo outing in the community with a bruise from a reported fall. It is toward the end of the shift for the staff person.
All right, well, All right, well, if you want, I'll stop at the store on my way home. I should be getting out of work in like 15 or 20 minutes. And I'll get what we need, and then I should be home in like an hour and a half, all right? Okay, yeah, listen, I gotta go. All right, okay, bye. Hey, Mary, what's doing?
I hurt myself.
You hurt yourself? How did you hurt yourself?
I fell in the street
When? Just
a couple of minutes ago.
a couple minutes ago?
Yeah.
Did you hurt anything?
My leg.
You hurt your leg?
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad. How does it feel?
It hurts.
Does it hurt a lot, a little bit? I mean, it's just a little scratched. It doesn't really look too bad. I mean, it's not swollen, it's not hot. You sure it hurts a lot?
It hurts a lot.
It just,
Yeah,
it hurts a lot, or just like, not too bad?
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Gee, it doesn't look that bad. Why don't you do this? I have a couple things I gotta do before I leave. Why don't you, would it be okay if you just sat and relaxed for a little bit and then see how it feels later?
Yeah.
And then maybe tonight, like when you go take a shower, really wash it good?
That would probably.
Yeah? Okay, so why don't you just sit and relax, all right?
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.
Do you think the counselor acted correctly by having Mary sit in the chair and rest her foot? Let's see what happens later on when a new counselor starts his shift.
Hi, yeah, I just came in and I got a little problem. Mary said she fell in the street earlier today and she's got an injury to her leg. And she says she's in a lot of pain, and I don't see any kind of report or any note or anything from anybody. So I was just wondering what you thought I should do. Yeah, she's having trouble getting around and walking. She says it's painful. Uh-huh. Emergency room? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to take her right over there. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Do you think the first staff person's action should be considered neglect? It was neglect because Bridget was in such a hurry to leave she didn't follow the proper procedure of ensuring that Mary received the necessary medical attention, and also she did not notify the next shift about the problem. Even though her shift was ending, what action should Bridget have taken? Why do you think the staff person didn't properly respond to the potential severity of the situation? How do you think Mary felt when her pain was being minimized? Next, we will be looking at sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is defined as sexual contact, such as touching or fondling a person's intimate parts, without that person's consent, or doing so when that person is not able to give consent. Sexual abuse can occur between staff and an individual with developmental disabilities, between two people with developmental disabilities, or between a person with developmental disabilities and another adult or child. As with all cases of abuse, efforts must be made to stop the abuse, and any allegation must be reported immediately. See if the staff person appropriately handles the complaint of the individual who comes to speak with her.
Come in. Hey, Betty, how you doing?
Hi. Okay. Can I talk to you, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike takes me on to a private place, and I really don't like it.
On a private place?
Yes.
Did you tell him you don't like it?
Yes.
Did he hurt you?
No, but I still don't like it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Mike's a friendly guy. I've seen him touching other people, just trying to be friendly. Do you think that was it?
No.
Maybe next time you should just walk away then. Just ignore Mike.
You're supposed to be helping me, but you're not. I'm going to speak to your supervisor.
How do you think the staff person handled the situation given the allegation of sexual abuse? Based on what was described by the individual, could this have been sexual abuse? Why do you think the staff person did not take the allegation seriously? If you were training staff on how to handle a sexual abuse allegation, what would you emphasize? This last scene will depict psychological abuse, as well as another type of abuse, mistreatment, which has not yet been discussed. Mistreatment is the deliberate and willful use of treatment practices which are not part of the individual's treatment plan, violate a person's human rights, or do not follow accepted practices in the field of developmental disabilities.
Hey guys, we're going to be going to the park in a few minutes. I'm just trying to find Nicole. Okay, so just hang out for a second.
Okay, no problem.
No
Oh,
problem.
there she is. Nicole, come on over. Okay.
Do you guys know Nicole?
Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole just started this week. She's a new staff person. So where are we going today?
To the
Right, okay, you know what? It's getting late, you know, and it's late in the afternoon now. Let's get going so we have a little bit of time in the park, okay? Let's go.
Okay.
All right, yeah, okay. Let's go. Thomas, hold it. You're not going.
I want to go.
No, you've been bad all morning, okay? I don't care. You know, you've been a little better in the afternoon, but I don't care. You really got on my nerves this morning. You're not going. You're staying here when we're going to the park.
That's not fair.
I don't care. You haven't been fair. Now you're going to pay for it. You're going to stay here, okay? We're going to be back in an hour. You just stay here.
I want to go.
I know you want to go, but you didn't behave well this morning, okay? I don't want you going.
He was good all afternoon.
No, I don't care. You're not going. You're staying here.
Review the types of abuse that were demonstrated in the previous scene. The types of abuse that occurred in this scene are psychological abuse, as Thomas was treated with contempt by being reprimanded in front of his peer group, and mistreatment, in that he was unjustly denied participation in a recreational activity and a consequence was used that was not part of his treatment plan.
Do you know why you're not going? All morning you were misbehaving. All morning. You gave me a very hard time, and because of that, I'm not taking you on this trip. You're not going to be going.
Perry left Thomas with another staff person in the program. Had Perry left Thomas in the room alone and locked the door while the group went on their trip, he would have been guilty of another type of abuse, seclusion, which is unwarranted forced isolation, which removes an individual from a group and places him or her in an area from which he or she cannot leave. What did you think about Perry's not allowing Thomas to go on the trip after Thomas had calmed down? Why do you think Perry did that? Why is Perry's use of a punishment considered mistreatment? Perry's action is considered mistreatment because he arbitrarily determined the consequence of an ongoing behavior. Staff cannot set limits without approval unless it is an emergency health or safety situation. In situations where a behavior is ongoing, there is a treatment plan in place which must be followed. As part of the plan, positive approaches must be tried first, followed by the least restrictive intervention. Also, Perry resorted to punishment based on his own anger rather than following a proactive plan. Now let's examine how the new staff person, Nicole, handled the situation. What could Nicole have done to prevent the abuse as the situation unfolded? One of Nicole's options was to interrupt Perry while he was reprimanding Thomas and ask if she could speak with him outside the room. Or she could have excused herself and contacted a supervisor. How do you think the other members of the group felt? Nicole had some concerns about how the situation with Thomas was handled.
Yeah, come in.
Hi.
Hi, Nicole. How you doing?
Good.
Look at this poster. Does this look great?
Yeah, that looks terrific.
You know what I'm going to do? Tomorrow, when we're with the guys, I'm going to go over this poster. This is going to help them learn how to be out in the community more effectively. This is really great. I love this.
You know, Perry, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, just one sec, wait. Yeah, okay, what is it?
I wanted to talk to you about what happened this afternoon when we were all going to the park.
Uh-huh.
I had a question about you leaving Thomas behind.
Oh, okay, sure. You know, Thomas is really, really difficult, and they've been letting him get away with so many things here, and I just decided, you know what, he's got to understand there's consequences for his actions, okay? So it's really important that he knows he can't get away with what he did this morning.
I know that I'm new, so I don't know.
Right.
I haven't worked with him. It just felt wrong to me.
When he acts out, if you're not strict with him, he'll be bad the whole week. You know, and we've had so many bad moments with him. So I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. And if he's not acting well in the morning, he's not going out in the afternoon. He has to learn consequences. There's no consequences for him. He has to learn that he can't behave like that. You know, and you're going to have to do stuff like that with him also. You know, this is a consequence of his actions. You know, he has to learn responsibility.
Oh, I mean, I know that I'm new.
Right.
It just didn't feel right to me.
Well, you know what? I know they tell you things in pre-service, but you know, when we're out here in the field, we have to do these things. You know, and some of the guys are real tough. And if we just let them get away with everything, we're not going to be able to do any teaching or any. They're not going to. It's going to be terrible. I don't feel great having to do that, but you know what? It works with Thomas, and I've learned that's the way to keep him under control. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. I want to go over this poster with you tomorrow. I want to show you how to use it.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
All right,
Okay.
bye.
Do you think Nicole should have spoken to Perry about the incident? In many situations, it is preferable to speak directly with a coworker about uncertainties or disagreements. However, the problem with confronting a coworker about a serious issue such as abuse is that you may not be prepared for their reaction, which might include trying to talk you out of reporting the incident. In this situation, rather than first speak with her coworker, it is advisable for Nicole to immediately seek clarification from supervisory level staff.
Vera, I had wanted to talk to you about something that happened today, and I feel a little awkward about saying anything, but I figured it would be better to say something than not.
Okay. You look a little uncomfortable, but I'm glad you're coming to me.
Well, you know, Perry's been training me and working with me, and he's been really great. He works with the consumers really well, and he's a really good staff member. But he did something today that made me feel very uncomfortable. And I know it's a strong word, but in the training that I had gotten, I think what he did was abusive.
Okay. Why don't you explain it to me?
Okay. We were with a group, and we were all getting ready to go out to the park, and apparently Thomas had been acting out during the morning. I wasn't there to witness that, but Perry said that he'd been acting out all morning. And then when we all got up to go, Perry said Thomas had to stay, and he really laid into him. He said, "You think you can act up all morning and then come with us to the park?" And he was really harsh with him. And